Welcome back. We're gonna continue with Sunless Sea. Last time we mainly got killed by, or not killed, but beaten up by a submitter, and then we went back to London to recover. We submitted a curio to the vendor bite. Did we discover anything from Nook? Rack? No. We submitted our thing into Rack. And then we were gonna head out to not Nook. Oh, I think we were just gonna clean this up, yeah. Yeah, okay. So out we go again. I still need to try my hand at getting the... Actually, I'm gonna go up. I don't really care about Nook other than like getting the port report, but even then I don't care that much. So I want to see if we can find the pirate poet, because she's sometimes up here. And that gives me more money than Nook, so... And Nook scares me too. Just a little, just the idea of this massive mouth underground, or underwater, is terrifying, even if it's being held up by heart steel. And that is very scary of a concept. Because then it's like, why do people just like keep its mouth open? Like, the whole thing, one of the, oh, there's something we can fight. One of the things with alligators I know is like, if you're trying to capture them, you don't ever hold its mouth open. You hold it shut, because it has a lot more biting force than it does have opening its mouth. Humans are the same. I assume dogs are the same too. I'm pretty sure most animals are. You tend not to put a lot of effort into pulling your mouth apart compared to closing it. So you don't get as much workout on the jaw from doing that. Unless you're like, eat a lot of toffee or something like that. But that'd be a rare case, I think. That's not one. Then we just have a north one. Northeast. From the Dark Untersee. We do need to go to the other shroom. We'll check if there's a hideaway here. No. It's sad that that's nothing. I wish there was something from that, but I guess not. Okay, I'm not gonna aggro on you, so don't aggro on me. Thank you. And then we can park on the port here. Because somebody... Oh, the person that wanted the tether was here. That's what it was. Fuel is fine, but I probably want to swap over around now to the other engine. Okay, hold... No, story. Story... Climb the fiber... Yeah, we know that. We can consume the jar full of tether. The savage chemist would pay well for it, but can you put a price on love? No. We're gonna give the savage chemist the jar full of tether, brought all the way from Rack. The chemist promised you a handsome reward. Yeah, we want to do that. He smiles at you over his teacup. He does not drink. I commend you. Several other interesting adventurers wilted and died before you in this endeavor. He hands you a check, drops his cup into a... drains his cup in a gulp, and is soon on his own ship. Just remembered I forgot to kill Discord. You gain 1,250 echoes. That's good. A satisfied client. The Severe chemist wishes to study tether. Okay. We can gather intelligence while we're here. We don't want to trade a strange catch for a live specimen. We can visit the village. Yeah. Day of Stories. The central contradiction of shroomer existence. They hate the utter shroom, but they do anything to avoid leaving monsters. Today, they're telling the story of how they came here. Features a shipwreck, a rain of orange jewels, the mother's blessing. There's a great deal about adversary and survival, and wishful hints about their homeland, somewhere to the west. Interesting. Okay. Don't have a shop. Okay. We leave then. We want to go south, actually. Let's send out a Z back, see if it finds anything. Unlikely, but now we can keep our light on. We need to find hideaway, mainly so I don't have that letter prompt all the time. Because A, it's just kind of annoying, and B, it blocks my screen. Like, even this GUI, this blocks it a fair amount when I'm in combat, which is really annoying. Especially when I'm trying to, like, avoid something, or, like, back up and see how much health something it has, or if they're about to attack. I mean, I can't really do much if they are about to attack, to be fair, but it should be close. Oh, hey, there's a lighthouse. That's the word. No islands. I wonder if highway doesn't count. Oh no, it still said on the back. Oh, hello. You're new. Hello, jellyfish. Like here, I can't see anything about it. We know it's there because it was there before. But like otherwise, I don't know. Like how much health it has, if it's about to attack, if it's submerged. Only hint I have from that is if I can't hit it. Or I can't fire it. How in the world did that miss? It was close to full. Jellyfish passing. It was a colossus of toxic tentacles, capped with hardened ramming goo. Now it's a smear on the ocean's surface. Jellyfish dissolve in minutes once they're dead. Scoop up what's left. It might be edible. Parts of it might be edible. Parts of it might be anything. Or let it disperse. Watch its oil rainbow colors fade. We'll do this one. A face. This is the same thing, is it not? It looks a very flourishing of years. The grand shrine face of visage. Something about the eyes. The sternness of the mouth. Perhaps only that it stares at the roof, just as flourishing of years does. Now it dissolves. You could swear it's mouthing the word home. You gained 1 Z story. You now have 30 fragments. Okay. Okay, so this is a pet peeve of mine with video games, of like giving more knowledge, or the character having more knowledge than the player should. For example, like that. We could get that. We got that before with that exact same story before we know what visage is. So then it talks about visage without us having the slightest clue. It's not like everybody knows where everything is or what everything is. You don't come into this with knowledge as a Zaylor. Not necessarily. So your character shouldn't know that. And yet they give it to him. Or they give that text even though how close do I need to be? Okay, that didn't do it. We can go into here. Shops, no, shipyards. Returning to Varsis. Yeah, we've done this before. We can compile a port report. Welcome. The guard at the mirrored gate smile. Clearly, she remembers you. The blue-cloaked guard waves you through. Walk in the light of mirror. Okay. We can do the white-cloaked guard. And the sun embroidered on his cloak was picked out with gold thread, and the edge is jeweled with carnelian. Or we can do the fungus carter. Your cart is piled high with fungus blooms and jars of algae, painstakingly scraped from the surfaces of walls. We didn't do this one, so we can do that one. She stops every few minutes to cough. Surreptitiously. Sure. Into her dyed carton scarf, and eyes you wearily when you approach. I have to take this load all the way to the sacred district, and the priests don't like it if I'm late. You inquire politely about her cough, and she looks suddenly terrified. Mira looked down on me, she mumbles. Please don't say anything. I have a family to feed. With that, she grabs the handles of the cart and pulls away at a run. Within a few moments, you have lost. Correction. Or whatever. Review. You have lost sight of her in the crowded pathways. What an odd woman. First tower bell has sounded. You gained one tale of terror. You gained one terror. The waves are flecked with light. Continue your explorations. The mirrored city gleams invitingly. You'll get used to the smell in time. Right, because it smells like rotting books, paper, an old perfume, I think. Entertainment in Varskis. I just wanted to see if there was anything that said that. No. Entertainment Varshas. There are bars and gaming houses to the west. The hospital lies in the shadow of the southern tower. The guardhouse. Down a side street, you can see the sun-blazed flag from it. Temple of Mira lies in the sacred district at the center of Varsis, or mansion of the jewel turbaned youth. It is in the eastern district. We can do that one. We did that one before, and they want us to lie, which we can do. Fanciful tale. Perhaps the wine is muddling your tongue, or perhaps we did this exact one. Never mind. Okay, well, we failed that, so I'm not going to do another. I want to try the hospital. No, temple. We do temple. The sound of the bells grows louder and more vibrant as you approach. The Temple of Mir. The temple tower pierces through the city's heart, taller than other 4 towers which stand at each of the cardinal points. Around the tower sprawls the sacred district, vine-covered stones, shrines, still ponds glowing with algae and flash-finned carp. Priests in white, their wrists heavy with metal chains. There are no mirrors in the Temple of Mir. The rest of the city has to make do with mirrored light and reflections. But Mirror's most sacred space is filled with hundreds of lamps and lit candles of hard-packed philos- uh, phosphorescent fungus. Listen to the mantras. In Varsus, the sun still shines, calls the sun priest, in the way of an invocation. The assembled temple goers raise their voices in well-worn reply. In Varshas, the sun still shines. We can also do the bas reliefs. Every surface of the tower is carved and worked. If you peer closely, the bas reliefs depict Varsha's fall into the Neve. Or we can dream of smoke. This seems like something one of the priests might understand if you had a mind to tell them. We got a dream of smoke from. What in the world do we get it from? It wasn't a random event, I don't think. It was something we did. I don't remember. There's also the Agnihotri, the Varshasi equivalent of a king or governor. He is overseeing the rituals and gives you a slanted glance. This is a 32% chance of succeeding. And we have no interest. So we can do that one. The Sun Seers, the most important priests of Mirror are the Sun Seers. They wear necklaces of glowing scintillac beads. They pay well for more scintillac. We don't have scintillac, so we can't do that. Blue scintillac. How much more will they pay for this treasure? This is the one that we can get from... we could have gotten from the rats in... I forget the Pigmont, yeah. But we didn't get from there. We can get it somewhere else. So, the Shrine of Mirror. His stone-carved form is rubbed daily with glowing moss. Perhaps it is guilt which makes you think of placing a lamentable relic among the flowers and other offerings. I'm not going to do that. No, we'll do Dreams of Smoke. Mirror Charm. No more than 0 a Mirror Charm. The Sun Priest listened to you describe your dream with a glowing disquiet? Were you not taught to guard yourself when you sleep in a room full of mirrors? He asked, and then curses. Should priests curse in temples? I can't believe the Tamas are so ignorant. You assure him that you are indeed quite ignorant, and wait patiently for him to finish another, more inventive round of cursing. There are dreadful powers in mirrors, and his unhelpful conclusion. Gives you a charm of a bloodied snake skin, and scraps of paper written in an angular, unfamiliar script, and tells you to hang it upon the nearest mirror before you sleep. You now have one of this, a mirror charm. Dream Greeth snake skin, and the scraps of close written paper. Third bell rings. We can try this. 61%, sure. In the first panel, Mirror is depicted as the sun beaming rays of thinly hammered gold into the surface city, both peaceful and prosperous. The 5 towers are carved with loving detail, barely recognizable without the wreaths of fungal flowers and curling vines. In the next pane, Mirror blinks and the city turns to shades of onyx and jet, slowly crumbling away. Mir then becomes a broad-shouldered, sorrow-faced man, stalking the false-starred blackness of the Neath in search of his lost city. His eyes are picked out in orange-red carnelian and seem lit with inner fire. Varshas, as it is now, is conspicuously absent from the carvings, as if the stone carvers could not bear to chip its fallen outlines. You succeed in a mere challenge. The fourth tower bell has sounded. You gain 7 fragments. So, I think this is stating that before the fall of London, the city was prosperous. And that's the sense of Mir being the sun. With, like, yeah, loving detail, barely recognized without the rays of fungal flowers. Then, because of the fall of London, this city was put underground and no one was inhabiting it. So it got covered by the sea fungus. And now it's being barely maintained by Mir, but Mir isn't what he used to be. At least that's what I understand it as. I don't know. Returning to Varsis. Gerd at the mirrored city smiles. Clearly she remembers you. Continuing your explorations. Why did that kick me out? That's weird. Okay. Temple. We're still doing temple. You have 4. We'll try this. I don't think we'll... Yeah, you tried to slide through the crowd towards the Ajahatri. Alas, he is distracted by a pilgrim carrying a broken mirror like an injured child. Best not to interrupt. Failed. Try again, and you may have bad luck. 5th bell has rung. So now we have to go rest. At evening, after the 5th bell, even Tamis is each Tamis is assigned a room. Right. And then we did we do kitchen last time? I don't remember. But we're gonna do Smoke Dream awaits. The bed is comfortable, but the mirrors are watchful. Once again, your dreams are full of whispering, glittering smoke. Mirror whispers that coil into reflective, warped shapes. Oh, did we gain it here? Why didn't I just put up the things that we... Okay. You see your limbs bend, your skin slosh, your eyes twist. You rave awake with a cry. It's worse each time, it's worse. We gained 1 manas. A dream of smoke, now total of 2. And we gained 11 tear. And then we got kicked out. Dawn and Varshas, we gained 1 tear. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Now we can go back to what we were doing, which is trying to get all the... Ah, good. Okay, that's done. So now we can continue up. Up to the east. Okay, so that's where we got that manus. But I don't know how to get rid of it now. Also, I don't know what it does. It just says it's a manus. This means... Oh, these are the new type of bat. These are pretty bats. But also, very strong bats. I think. Damage. It's not that bad. It's better than the birds. because they attack less than the birds. Maybe not. At that point, you might as well. They don't move as much as the birds at the very least. Hull's not doing great, but it's fine. You've destroyed the millenier bats. A bat swarm, Madame Doctor. But they are, I assure you, feathered. Blue feathers, Madame Doctor. Tremendous feathers. No, Madame Doctor, not proportionate. Not indeed. I suspect the bats of theft. Madame Doctor. No, I have not touched a bottle since Tuesday last. No, Madame Doctor. Not the whole. Not the... okay, we can savage the bat's feathers. Are these, in fact, feathered mammals? We can gather up the corpses. They are succulent with stolen blood into the pot. Or we can dispose of the corpses. Their mere touch leaves you shuddering. I say we put them in the pot. You gained 1 supplies, you gained 1 tear. Okay. Should not have done that. Feathers we grab, I guess. So then we go north. I thought we would get more than 1 supplies from that. It's kind of annoying. Just 1. And we get a tear from it. It's not even worth. When we could get, like, find a beloved. And those give, like, 5 or something. Ridiculous. And they don't really attack. No islands. Also, now I'm kind of terrified of going under the sea because we might find the whatever companion. But I feel like that's only near the Gantt pole. Maybe, hopefully. I don't know. It's hard to say. Good, that's that. So then I can go to the right and then just start going up. Where, what? Oh, it's a con ship. Go away, con ship. Guess we should back up. Shall you do 7 damage? I don't care. I guess I can kill them and just not loot them for their stuff, but oh well. Filthy scrap of paper, tail tear, sad. Not worth. Especially as I get a tale of terror from the Iron Republic from just doing a report. Crab. Elder crab. There's a cooked bait. We can only have 3 weapons now that I think about it. This is scrap and you can come back above. Okay, so it is slightly faster than my ship. Should go this way, so when I'm backing up, I'm going somewhere that I want to be. So now I can't turn around easily without having the risk of hitting me. 40 damage! Oh. Dissected. 10 fragments. 2. On a failed? That's pretty good. He's annoying to kill, though. Also, Z that time. Where we have 15 fuel. No islands within Z-bat range. Ewan's Way. No bats in range. We can do this. Gain 2 tear. Unlucky. Sad. That's just when the lights on the roof move, which happens. Also, why is this not being named? There you go. As a Warwick? Okay, whatever that means. Can't wait for this to be an island. I'll just barely miss it. Oh hey, there's why am I missing the word lighthouse? That's the word. Lighthouse. Nameless lighthouse. This is a drift. Empire of Hands. Northwest. Oh, hello. Yes, I needed to be here, so fair enough. All the docks on the other side. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Port Stanton. I guess I could probably turn off my light here. We are running a bit low on fuel. A stern reminder from the Admiralty. In the name and by the power of her enduring majesty, a trade embargo and quarantine in absolute perpetuality has hereby been declared on the Emperor of Hands. No ship of London is to permit aboard a Pentecost ape without express or prior permission of the Admiralty. Any and all acts of spirifage are prohibited. They know what they did. Beware of stowaways. Keep a tight grip on your soul. Excerpt from the Standard Navy Regulations of Volume 4. The flea-ridden mare. With the regulations in mind, it is a surprise to be greeted by a mere itchy monkey in a tattered yellow robe, barely walking with the help of a ceremonial staff. An official greeting. Hello, cries the mayor, in the broken voice of one not yet used to human speech. Come, make selves at home. All souls welcome in bountiful Empire of Hands. The crew shifts uncomfortably. They know the stories. It will take more than the natural beauty of this place to make most of them risk shore leave here. Occasion, occurrence, your Empire of Hands monkey business quality is now 1. You have found a venture in the Empire of Hands. Okay, we'll start with Port Stanton. Soul-hungry monkeys reluctantly tend the trading post, waiting for an opportunity to escape. Bloated fleas hop from ape to man and man to ape, gorging themselves without care for which is which. Shore leaves. The parasynthetic jungle holds many dangers. Step carefully. There is no authority beyond the fence. We can have an audience with a flea-ridden mare. He is not busy. No appointment is required. We can prepare a comprehensive port report. Few have reason to brave the waters this far east, especially with the trade embargo. The Admiralty will pay especially well for up-to-date intelligence. Or, that we need explored Sovereign Island 1, Harsake Mount Up Island, Fountainhead Island, and Ash Istamus. The Zeppelin. Intense work is underway across the bridge. Or we can gather strategic information for Admiralty. The Admiralty commissioned you to gather intelligence here at the Empire's Edge. That's difficult, but you can pick up a few scraps. This will give you an intriguing snippet if you can penetrate the court of on Sovereign Island. You may be able to do better. If you can penetrate the court on Sovereign Island. Okay, let's look at shops. Never mind, there's no shops. I guess we do an audience with the flea-ridden mare. King of an empty castle. The flea-ridden mare scratches himself on a chair made of crates, surrounded by boxes of long, rotten trade goods. As a 5-souled ape, he would be able to petition for membership of court. For now, the trade embargo has left him trapped on the outside. A 3-souled overseer with his no talent for order. Okay. Give 1 sec. I need to blow my nose. We can sell your soul to the mayor. He doesn't have much to offer, but if you aren't using it, the mayor will pay 200 echoes for your soul. I don't want him to take my soul. Acquire fresh supplies. Oddly, little of the Empire of Hand's natural bounty is edible. The monkeys will help you find the edible stuff for a fee. 20 echoes. I'm good. Acquire emergency fuel. Fuel? Got fuel. The flea-ridden mare nods quickly. Not cheap. Not free. Can be arranged. London money. Okay. Put on table. Look on docks. Yes? The fuel will cost a hefty 40 echoes per barrel. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to deal with that. The mayor returns to pretending to work. Outside, a crowd of monkeys that have absolutely not been listening in scampers away. Okay, we can look at the Zeppelin. Turned away. 2 monkey guards wielding rifles and rusty bayonets block the bridge. This is not for your eyes, outsider. Avert them. Walk away. Walk faster. Good human. Okay, we can't do that. I guess we gather strategic information. Words on the wind. The barely sold monkeys of Port Stanton mutter together in a dozen bastardized dialect. Invented stories, gossip 20 years old, intimate revelations from the scraps of subconscious knowledge that adhere to souls. The effect is of sampling a rich, fascinating stew that might just possibly contain rat droppings. The admiral would regard this mission as a failure, but others might be interested. You complete your commission, return to Admiralty. You gained 1 intriguing snippet. You gained 1 Z story. Okay, we can't really do much here. I don't want to do the leave. Sailing the Empire of Hands. Communal wooden boats offer free passage to all travelers willing to row between islands. A scouting trip, Sovereign Island. A wooden palace, we should have done this first. A wooden palace stretches across the whole island. Passage to it is lit by a field of tiny glim buoys. We'll do that. Heart of the Empire. Many boats circle the island, all keeping their distance. The one that gets closest is an extended rowboat, painted in yellows, whites, and reds. 4 servant monkeys strain at the oars, while its true passenger sits in comfort behind a gauze curtain. Just for a moment, eye catches yours, but only for a moment. Would not do for a high-souled ape to see something so beneath its notice. High-souled. Occurrence, your island of hands explored sovereign island quality is now 1. The cruel heart of the whimsical empire of hands. Today, oh no, we couldn't have done this anyhow. Today, the sprawling a palace is called the Wild Court. Tomorrow, who knows? The world of the Pentecost apes is one of cruel whimsy, where stolen traditions last only as long as their amusement. We can't gain access to the court. The gates are guarded by 2 armored monkeys that would look adorable if not for the blood on their bayonets. Humans are not welcome without an invitation or worthy gift for the emperor. This requires a gift for the monkey emperor. Yeah, it makes sense. The guards stare as you row away. It will take some effort to integrate yourself here. Perhaps if you could find something on one of the other islands. Okay, so we try a scouting trip. The Ash Instamus. Neither man nor ape claims this volcanic remnant between islands. Haunted, they say. Ridiculous. Of apes and monkeys. The trip offers a little time to think on the Penties. Technically, they are monkeys rather than apes, because they have tails, I guess. But it is not tactful to remind them of this. To their high-souled faces, the accepted name is Pentecost apes. In private, though, the monkeys, it is about as common. It is, one might say, ad hominem insult. This ad hominem means against person. Essentially, it just means you're just insulting the person. We can explore the forest. Oh, we haven't read this. Black beaches give way to an oasis of gently glowing trees and the scent of rotting flowers. We can enter the forest. Parasympathetic vegetation thrives. Oh, Parasynthetic? Vegetation thrives in the Emperor of Hands, fertile soil and cool humidity. We can do that. Into the woods. Wide natural paths run between clumps of trees, softly lit by a dim green glow and an occasional glimmer of a false star through the canopy. Only the cracking of the leaves and the soothing sounds of water break the serenity of this volcano-forged paradise. Occasion, your Empire of Hands explored Ash Istamus. Quality is now 1. You don't have hover. Okay. This is the same. So we can hunt for supplies. Not many of the plants and berries here are familiar, but some of them at least look similar to the ones you have been eating back in Port Stanton. Locked when no supplies no more than 25. Okay. Where we can relax in a hot spring. Steam and hint of sulfur gently rise from a secluded natural pool, flanked, flanked by trees and mushrooms. So long as we don't have... Okay, so in locked if we explored it, but not if it's more than one? Okay. We can do that one. A moment to yourself. You slip out of your itchy clothes and into the welcoming caress of hot, deep water. The salts and sweats leave a sailing life melt away as you simply float, bare and free. Above, fall stars glimmer bright enough to be worth wishing on. All around, the glow of the trees casts ambient calm on the silent peace. Now, how long has it been since you had a moment like this? Since London? Longer? You lost 5 terror. Occurrence, your Emperor of Hands explored Ash is Thomas. Quality is now 2. Okay, so we do a thought for your lover. What is the likely lass doing right now? Are you on her mind like she is yours? Thought for your kid. One day will you bring them here to this place, or will it be you hearing tales of adventure in impossible lands? A thought of the past. Z captains are born and Z captains are raised. You think back to the day you learned it was your path. We can do a thought of for the future. Ambition brought you here this far in your journey, and one way or another, ambition will end it. But have you changed on your journey? Has it? A thought for the East. Few sailors are resourceful enough to get this far, where the stories end and the myths begin. A thought for the Z. As mysterious and deadly as the first day you set sail on her, she remains your mistress and your kingdom. I think of the East. That's the one that confuses me most, because why is it an edge? Out on the edge of civilization. From here, the lights of home are just a memory. The Z is blacker, its tail's more guarded. It is not enough to simply keep sailing. None who try even return home. Perhaps this is a place demanded by salt. Demand, yeah. As you've overheard the crew darkly murmur when they think no one hears. That doesn't mean that. Wait, what was that? Sounded like giggling. Our Emperor are exploring qualities now. 3. Caught. A tiny blonde girl perches, watching on a rock. Her innocent grin is spiced with maleficent glee. She moves like a monkey, but she giggles like an imp. At the look of your face at being caught bathing in her hot spring, and the one that floods onto it as she scoops up your clothes. My brain. Quality is now 5. Oh, I've seen this picture. I think I got this trading card in Steam. Shipwrecked, or a monkey fondling. Shipwrecked as a baby, raised by the Empire of Hands, she now plays between the worlds of apes and men. Neither quite one nor entirely the other. Demand that she put those down at once. At once you shout, or there will be trouble. Or desperate swim. Curse those relaxed limbs. I feel like yelling at a child probably isn't going to do well, so we're going to do a desperate swim. The monkey fondling makes things interesting. She waits, grinning innocently until you emerge from the hot springs with nothing but your strategically placed hands for modesty. Before you can get close enough, though, she bolts from her crouched position and into the forest on all fours, a scampering run that turns every rock and fallen tree into a springboard occurrence. Your Emperor of Hands quest for dignity quality is now 1. Okay, so we can curse the monkey fondling. Or fee upon them, let them stare. You can not return to the crew like this, or let their tongues volunteer them for a whipping. Now we do 2. An awkward return. You stride back on board your ship, eyes locked straight ahead and daring anyone to comment. They do not. In the days that follow, however, word is briskly spread throughout the crew that anyone else heard singing that song will be swimming the rest of the way home. The song soon becomes a body staple in the singing mandrake. It is not famed to be void occurrence. Your Emperor of Hands exploring Ash Istamus quality is now 99. You lost 5 terror. Okay. Explore the next one, I guess. Fountainhead Island. Ancient secrets peek out of the trees. Any may visit, but few penties ever bother to make the pilgrimage. Sorry, not just pilgrim. A young ancient empire. An emperor of hands. The Emperor of Hands is hardly as old as they pretend, but mimicry and theft infuse their whole culture. If the penties have come to think that rulers should be buried in ancient temples, then it is ancient temples they will build. It would hardly be the first time their attempt to mirror humanity have entirely missed the point. That's kind of interesting because we think of like ancient civilizations, but like of as being whatever grand or whatever, but they all failed because otherwise they wouldn't be ancient; they'd be current civilizations. Like you don't think of like ancient Egypt as a failed society. Or like the Aztecs, for example. You don't really think of them as that, but really they are in some ways. Failed in the sense that it ended, not failed in the sense that they were wrong. Yeah. I don't know. So then like buildings to look like an ancient civilization is kind of just showing that you've already failed as a society, which is interesting to think about. Anyhow, Fountainhead Island. Swiftly growing vegetation keeps a thick forest wrapped around variably ancient ruins. Even the yet to be plundered ones are heavily scarred with crowbar marks. A temple in the forest. In the clearing of parasynthetic trees looms an imposing structure of wood and stone. Or we could try a treasure hunt. Secrets are buried here, ready to be uncovered, but this requires an ancient-ish treasure map, which we don't have. The Vault of the First Emperor. It stretches... Okay, I have a fondness for vaults. I blame Borderlands mainly, but like the idea of just like this underground structure that just has like was buried full of wealth or something is really cool to be. Not even just like wealth as in like gold, but like knowledge or like culture or something like that, of like, you know, the history of that place. A vault being just like this closed box, kind of like essentially a treasure chest, but like, I don't know, it's bigger than that because it could hold more than that. Treasure chest is usually valuables of like tangible things of like, you know, gold, jewelry, whatever. Maybe art, but very rarely art, mainly just gold and jewels. Whereas like a vault can be anything. Also, it's usually locked in like a intriguing way, which is also very interesting to me. Anyhow, the Vault of the First Emperor. It stretches through the forest in a mix of stone and wood. Its style at the mercy of the Pentecost ape's current whimsies and inspirations. It would take a dedicated team to break in and uncover its secrets. Perhaps you can bring one here later. So I can do that, but I can't do anything because I need an ancient-ish treasure map. Okay. Investigation for another day. Perhaps there's someone in Fallen London who might be able to help you get to the treasures of this island. Okay. And then Harseek Island. A thin pillar of greasy yet appetizing smoke rises from the only human settlement in the Empire. A Blemenbach quarantine. The Admiralty has never stated precisely why it seeks to keep the empire confined, though most opposition it to it fades once said opposers actually encounter a Pentecost ape. They've been easy to quarrel, however. Though they do not lack wit, there is not an inventive bone in their hairy bodies, and no amount of stolen humanity has taught them the art of creating engines. Okay, so that's interesting that they can't invent as in if they have no curiosity. I guess that's kind of how we see monkeys or apes now, as in like they're intelligent, but you have to teach them. They're not going to learn on their own. Whereas like humans will learn on their own, kinda. I don't know. Interesting. This Heartsake Island. The survivors of a pirate expedition have stolen this land, where apes are unwelcome except as an entree. The lost treasure hunter. He squints at a map, muttering incoherently. We can do that. North for each city the bats have brought down. He wipes his brow. Have you seen a big X on the ground by any chance? I got these 4 map pieces that got me this far, and said X would mark the spot, but I don't find an X anywhere. He looks at the map sadly. It should be here, it says. Now where am I supposed to dig? He's too busy to talk right now, but adds that he will be in the village later if you want to trade adventuring supplies. Don't try the meatballs, he warns, getting back to his search. You just don't want to do that. Okay. We can approach the village. Greasy smoke and guiltily tempting aromas rise from a collection of huts around a long beach pirate ship and a field of pointedly impaled monkeys. Explosion takes off your head. Sorry about that. Oh, almost takes off your head, my bad. Sorry about that, booms the boisterous pirate, lowering a smoking blunderbuss. Bus as bits of shattered tree rain down. New arrival, are we? Well, if you haven't got a tail, you're all right by me. Yeah, monkeys have tails, apes do not. He squints, momentarily suspicious. You don't have a tail, do you? Wouldn't put it past the thieving little buggers to go shaving one of their own. I wouldn't know fair play if it kicked them right up the... His voice is louder than the blunderbuss. Bus. Blunderbuss. The congealed meat juices in his thick beard are better not considered. Return to the boat. They seem a friendly sort, and are shocked at the idea that they would ever be such poor hosts to eat a guest. But then, they have no shortage of supplies. Back to Port Stanton. The Z is quiet. The journey is pleasingly uneventful. You have not been eaten by cannibal pirates. All things considered, a successful trip. The only settlement in the Empire of Hands. Humans. Exploration done. Perhaps you can use the information you've gleaned. Prepare a comprehensive port report. Few have reason to brave the waters of this far east, especially with the trade embargo. The Admiralty will pay especially well for up-to-date intelligence. Cool, you can do that. The island of the Empire. All of them warrant farther attention. For now, though, it'd be best to see if your initial discoveries can warrant the interest of anyone back home. You now have won a comprehensive port report. Emperor of Hands. You gained 100 fragments. Look for a rowboat. Take a note. Make a note to return later. Until then, business awaits elsewhere. If only the monkeys had proper ships, their islands would have proper docks capable of handling yours. Oh well. You will need the help of someone in Fallen London to continue exploring the Emperor of Hands. Check your lodging after submitting your port report. Okay. Interesting. Port Stanton. We can't really do anything here. Could do shore leave. I guess we do shore leave. A chance to gather supplies. With the help of a few crewmates, you gather several crates of fruits and berries from the thick jungle. Exchange for a share, the monkeys of Port Stanton are oddly helpful to help you shift through and find the best. Much of the crew subsequently suffers from terrible diarrhea. The two things are perhaps unrelated. You gained 3 supplies. You lost 11 hunger. Poke around the shores. I can do this again. Aborted journey. The path through the jungle soon becomes dark and treacherous. The predatory eyes of desperate monkeys stare from behind each bush and tree. Exploring the island will have to wait for another auspicious day. Oh, okay. Interesting. Then we continue. Actually, where are we going? I don't want to go there because that's where the spider was. What are you? Oh, you're the nativity. I haven't gone here. Fine. Look for the hideaway, so we can try that. Oh, that's an island. Okay, I just didn't see that. Oh yeah, okay, there's a bunch of islands here. Asthamos. That's the volcano one. You the pirate one? Reoccurring nightmare watched. We just flee the nightmare. Yeah. You escape. An escape? Yeah, we've done this before. Lost 1 mana. You gained 1 terror. You lost 1 restful night. Nightmares end. The dreams have passed. That's good, isn't it? You lost 1 terror. So we gained a terror and lost a terror. Great. Okay. New islands. Do I care about the Shogunate? Not really. I don't think they have good supplies. Actually, wait, no, they do have good supplies, or cheap supplies. I think they have cheap supplies. Or not supplies, fuel mainly. I can get like up to 30 fuel right now. Also, I want to go to Port Cecil. It's the main thing that I want to do. I do not want to go underwater around here because I don't want to fight that spider anymore. That spider is very scary. Also, our hold's not all that strong. We could repair it, but there's no reason to at the moment. And then once there is a reason to, I'm not going to be able to, so there. Supply the redolent flesh merchant. It's only 1 barrel, but it's a very large barrel. Oh, that's right. We did ask, were asked to get the meat. Hey, the lighthouse. The redolent flesh merchant dips a finger into the quivering blubber and tastes it with shivering enjoyment. He pays you and gets to work selling it by the cupful. It is impossible to tell if the Shogunate prefer it to their customary diet of rancid turtle meat, but it is at least a different flavor of terrible. His customers are still licking their lips when the barrel is drained to the last oily drop. You gain 200 echoes. You no longer have this. Can I do it again? Oh, I can do this multiple times. Okay, actually, this is actually a very cheap way of making money. Because essentially, I just go here, then down, but then there's a chance of the spider. The chance. Also, I want to go there because I want to progress I want to progress the Gant Pole quest. Hopefully there's no spider here. I don't see a spider, so it should be good. Should be. Gant Pole. Says the fading horror specs. You can take away the old you can keep away the old sailors. While watching her work, you will learn something of her art. You can do that. A few pointed jabs with one of the old sailors' own harpoon keep the mob at bay. Sever the flesh, whispers the horror specs. Let the entrails form my path. Somewhere in the blood, guts, and blubber, a pattern emerges. She closes her eyes. The dream is great and ancient. It is fueled by deeds of horror. None will have strength to deny it. You succeeded in the iron challenge. The flesh reveals all. Horsebacks fades a little more. You've learned the way of horror spicy. The Gant Pole waits its next weary beast. You gain 5 intriguing snippets. You gained 100 fragments. We can explore further into the Gant Pole, but I think I already did that. We could do that, and then we could do cut some flesh. Speak with the fading horror specs. Bring recent news to the fading horror specs. They'll add context to our divinations. We can do that. Tools of the trade. She listed. I think this is the same. Yeah. Learn. Ask about. No. Ask about her. No. Yeah. Okay. The rest we already have done. Shop. can buy some fuel. It's not super cheap, but it's cheap enough that I'm not too concerned. I want to transform as fast as I can. I don't want to deal with. Because buying like 20 fuel is worth the same as just going here and trading in the barrel, essentially. Well, not 20. That's like, what, 18, somewhere around there. Still, like, perfectly good. Okay, so I want to go this way. Lorn Fluck, you're new. Probably should swap engines for this place, just because it's dangerous. Okay. Suffered 2 damage. 2 whole damage. How big of a move and all you do is 2 damage? Do 2 damage again? Wow, 2 whole damage. Man. Lorn Fluck is destroyed. Its pulpy flesh shivers from the energies of its failing language. Already it is disintegrating into the waters. We examine its corpse. Dangerous, but what an opportunity. 61% chance we could try this. The deliquescing body is full of incomprehensible organs that collapse at your touch. You sketch what you can. Cock an ear to the departing harmonies of its violent language. At its center, you find a vast lump of resin or concealed gall, the size of a ball, flawed with darkness. In the false star light, it is deep violent purple. Irego, your doctor whispers. The color of forgetfulness. You succeeded in page challenge. You gain 3 secrets. That's good. Gain 1 colossal Fluck core. Now you have 2, which I don't know what to do with. I don't even know if I can sell them. Also, yeah, I'm looking for hideaway, which I feel like should be around here somewhere. Because like this is clearly a beast. Oh, I can't go here. Interesting. Why can't I go here? Also, I don't know what this is. Was this a face before? Because that's what it looks like. Also, that's the incorrect angle, because that's to the side. Like 45 degrees. And that's not 45 degrees. Also, we went through that. It's not there. Okay, what's here then? That's stopping us from sinking. Are you hideaway? Oh no, you're just more of the, you can still gamble. Okay, so it's not here. Hey. Now I get pulled in by the current. Which the spine isn't there either. That's not what I wanted. I want to click sleep. Every time I do this, there's a higher chance of the spider just spawning. I think. Out of the sea. Or on, yeah. No, from under the sea. Out of the sea. I mean, wouldn't hurt, but. The beast's back. The beast's back. Because that's only information we have of Hideaway. Is that it's on the beast's back. But the beast could mean a whole lot of things. Wreck of the Emperor Wolfgang. Oh. Crawling stars. You are fortunate. You lost 5 terror. Nice. I don't know where it could be. Because we've searched here. We searched here. Beast back. Also, this place changes all the time, so I'm... or not all the time, but like... Could be here. I don't know. It changes. It's randomly generated when you make a new save. So, to a point, I think these stay in the same like east to west areas, but like how north they are. Like actually no, one of the maps I saw was salt lions were like closer to here, which would have been nice, but no. I didn't know they were salt lions at the time. They were just a square blob, which confused me. But yeah, Port Cecil. We can do a port report, gather intelligence. What's the bottom one? Gather scintillac. Could do that. Let's do that. Polypoid whispers. It's against the local law and custom to break coral from the reef, and you've seen the scars of those who tried, the acid burns, the blind silver eyes, so you're looking for loose fragments. Today the sea is calm, and you found a good few candidates. They lie shining softly like droplets of moon. But after a little while, you become concerned that their eyes, and that each is watching you. When you close your fist around them, examines your blood, and with amused delight. When you put them together in your pocket, they clatter and gossip together. Of course, you think, they broke from the shining mind. They have its vitality, but not its weirdness or experience. You'll have to lock them in separate boxes, lest they peep at you when you're bathing and see who you are. The thought of their sight on your skin fills you with horror. What if your skin turned clear? What if they saw your bones? You come back to yourself when you see one of your sailors fell on his back and start kicking delightfully in the air like a beetle. Gravity, he cries. I've fallen. You hasten back to your ship with your hull of coral before it can do any farther damage. You now have one scintillac. You gained 1 tear. That's all for now. That's not that bad of a cost. We don't want to do that yet. We want to do an extra move. Stronger silver. Setting up. The outcast toddles eagerly over to the chessboard to place the sphinx stone pieces at one corner. Ah, yes, the voice of the principal sighs. Oh, yes, that will very, that will very good. But I ache so to be reduced, to be less. Will you bring more? I will pay most in scintillac and in secrets. We can do that. Yes, I need to complete my chess set, and then you'll need to defeat me. Bring me a wakeful idol to be my bishop. Bring me a monstrous tooth to be my new knight. Bring me a heart-shelled silver to be my new root. Bring me a little flint to be my new paw, and bring me a flucor for my kin. At each phase, the outcast nods and sways, nods and sways. Somehow it looks frightened. A minor piece. You've gained 7 scintillac, now total 8. Flucor quality is now 1. A little flint quality is now 1. A wakeful idol quality is now 1. And monster tooth quality is 1. Heart-shelled silver is now 1. Okay, we can give some of those. Bring the principles of wakeful idol. This glorious little spark, a counterweight. I will devolve, and my emissary must end with me. To satisfy the chain, we must have an ascension. This little fellow will rise as I descend. Perhaps you can take her with you. You can do that. Here is your scintillac. Here, your scintillac. Another secret. I have so few remaining. Will you despoil me further? You will? No. I am tired. No secret for you today. If you press me, I will sulk. I am old. I want to be less than I am. I want to be only coral. Call that a secret, if you must. You lost 1 wakeful idol. You gained 7 scintillac. Your principal ends, a watchful idol quality has gone. A minor piece, you gained 16 fragments. You can give ivy. What was this for? Monster tooth. We don't necessarily need this for my dissolution. The others are tools. This is an ornament, but ivory is in chess as asked, aren't we? So we can give ivory or a hunting trophy. Let's do ivory because it takes up a space. My emissary has your payment. A little of me. There, I shine. And a secret. The spiders of Savior's Rock crush them. Make arrangements with my cousin. Bargains to blind a monster. Remember that. There are many alliances. You gained 1 secret. You gained 7 scintillac. What's my hull? Oh, hold. 80. Okay. We can give the principles of Flucor. Oh, my cousin, my enemy. I was of their kind before I began my descent. Now you see me as I am, but I would be much less. I would dissolve unawares like old foam. Help me end. Kill my emissary, but not until we are ready. Give that. Here's your scintillac. My emissary recalls how it burnt. See him flinch. No matter. We he will end when I do. Here's your secret. Now your secret. These sea lords you slay. They give of themselves for the drowning feast. Kneel, and I will whisper you a fragment of the recipe. You gained one secret. You lost one colossal flux core. You gained 7 scintillac. You gained 2 terror as well. And then we can give the principals an ambitious elo lich. The great chain of being is rigid, but the shapelings know its weak places. This is for I have sent my emissary. He knows. This is one of his. Thank you. I will be much less, and I will sleep forever. Kneel, kneel, and my emissary will gift you Scintillac, the secret. The bazaar brought me, brus all us shapelings. Axials, the flux, the misers, even my emissary. Why? Too deep a secret for me, my friend. Even here, too deep for me. Perhaps when you end me, you lost one ambitious eloch, you gained one secret, you gained 7 scintillac, now total 76. Your principal end of Lil Flint quality is gone. Okay, so I can buy supplies. I need to find a use for scintillac because I have a ton of it now. This will fetch 70 echoes. Oh, I didn't know I could. It told me the price. What is that? Oh, Shrine to Stone. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there for today because A, I'm way over my time, and B, my brain's melting. Dock to save, and next time. Actually, I'm not sure what we're doing next time. I want to kill this thing multiple times. Also, we can explore the wreck of the Nocturne. Otherwise, I have to sell a bunch of scintillac now, and I don't know what to do with that. I may look up what to do with it, because I don't remember. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Bye!